notice Filoni. And you know a gut punch is on the way. Right. So my question is he prolonging the inevitable until the culmination of the Manoverse story? Or do we get a gut punch in these last 2 episodes?
I see a gut punch.
And not just Hu Yang. You already got that as my I think that's a foregone conclusion. I hope he stays around, but I think it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
But
maybe
do we get
this month?
Do we got a gut punch coming?
I'm worried about it too. Yeah,
7.
I think we do, and I'm worried about it.
There's one thing that happened at the end.
Yeah, I think I know.
Man,
where
Ezra
going.
was like, I can't wait to go home.
I knew it, bro. I knew it, man.
I was like, he about to hurt somebody, man. Because I don't know if Filoni really that legitimate. I don't know if Ezra his man's, right? Like, is Ezra his man's from Rebel?
He gave him an arc already. Again, man, and I was gonna get into this, man. This is the point of the show where I wanted to get into this was my worries about Ezra, right? And because I'm like, he always got he always got Rebels. He was the main character. That was his show. He's not the main character in this show. He's not even gonna make it to like the co-star, right? He's the third. He's lucky if he's third. Because Sabine is clearly like the other main character, right? So cool.
And then we just introduced Thrawn.
And then Thrawn is in there, and Thrawn ain't going nowhere. Because I think you're right. I think we get a. I think you convinced me on that Enoch or somebody gonna be in a Savage Press, where they're gonna be kind of like the sub. They're gonna be the ones who the body at the end who got to die on the bad guy side, right? For Thrawn's side. Because it ain't gonna be Thrawn. Thrawn ain't gonna go down in this show. That whoever that Enoch or press character is probably gonna go down. With that said, man, I'm worried about Ezra. Because he said that, yeah, he dropped that and she's just kind of like, I got bad news. I gotta tell him like eventually. And I'm like, I also noticed that he didn't get his lightsaber back. It's not like she offered it up. She just like you would think that would be the second thing she would do. Be like, I've been holding this for you here. Nah, it's like her lightsaber. Yeah, she's been training with the damn thing. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like her lightsaber now. I don't think they got any crystals on that planet. So he didn't. I don't think he built another lightsaber. So it's like, fuck. So I started thinking, I'm like, man, I think Ezra, man, I don't think he's gonna make it home, man, one way or another. And I'm like, and that's my worry, man. When I was happy to see Ezra, but I immediately start worrying, bro. And I'm like, I told you what my first worry was, like, man, don't make this dude whatever this dude did for nothing, which they didn't. But still, it's like, I just hope we not getting him for just for him to make another sacrifice to where it's like the final sacrifice. Like, nah, man, I want this dude to be a Jedi, bro. I want him to be a Jedi 10 years later. You don't have to make him the main character of the show, but I want him to ignite that lightsaber again, or a lightsaber. Which again, let's go to Balin now, and that could be the gut, and that's the other side of the gut punch, right? Is I think we losing one of these 4 characters, right?
So that being
the 4 that being Shin, Balin, Ezra, and Sabine, right?
Yeah,
because Ahsoka is her show, and I don't think she's gonna be there for the grand finale, Mandoverse finale. But I think we losing somebody, and I think it's gonna come down to those 4 characters: Shin, Sabine, Balin, Ezra. And now, rest in peace to Rey. He would be the number 1 candidate, right?
Yeah.
But I got Ezra as number 2. And I just think that line kind of gave it away. Yeah. But I got Balin number 1. I think Balin, and it might be a gut punch because how it could happen, right? You hinted towards a betrayal from his apprentice, which could happen, which would be a little Sithy, but they not Sith.
It would be Sithy, wouldn't it?
It would be Sithy because that's what you're supposed to do in a Sith. It's like,
yeah.
But they clearly not. They don't have a Sith
one
relationship.
With the power, one that craves it.
Wants to crave it, yeah. So But I think you're right, man. I think he gonna end up being a mark for somebody, you know, and whatever that is, it's gonna be a problem, you know.
Could be Enoch.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think it's gonna come down to them two. I think Balin and Ezra, one of them ain't making it off this planet.
This is what I hope. This is what I hope. Right. Yeah, that made me nervous, man. Like, you right. It was like I felt like Sabine, right? Pause. I was like, let me just have this moment to be happy. But when he said that shit, like, man, I was ready to go home. I'm like,
it worked, right?
Man, he not gonna see Jason. He not gonna see her. He could kind of raise Jason, and it seemed like the right temperament. You know what I'm like, that's my thoughts, right? Because you know what I would like, but it would make sense narratively too. Because this would be a good opportunity narratively to have them around during this time, right?
Yeah.
Right. And we know we get to the point where Luke tried to build an order. But let's say like they come back or whatever it is, right? If we end up having dark magic, right, in the galaxy, you're gonna need some Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
So it would, like, meaning like now we got Luke, even though we might not ever see him again, right? But we gotta say it, Luke out here, right? Then you got Ahsoka, then you got Grogu, you got Jason, you got Ezra, right? City, whatever, Shin, whatever. You got these people, right? That you would need to combat something like that. That type of power, right? That type of power that could be, even if it's embedded in the because you know what happens when you do something like that. You end up having like all powerful ones, right? You just don't have like a bunch of troopers who can do things. Some of them gonna stand out more than others. It's gonna be a selection of them that's gonna be this or be that. So narratively, it wouldn't be just, oh, we got Jedi back or whatever you want to call it, fan service and all that, to have these people in future stories. Like, you know, we have a connective tissue, and this is one of the reasons why we see them around. Whether it's in this new galaxy or back on the home front, right? It would happen. So that's what, you know, it would make sense that we want to have them around for that. But I know a gut punch coming, and I'm flipping it now. But this is part of my kind of like tactic of hoping, like hoping for the expecting the worst, hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I got Ezra's number one contender, so like if it don't happen, I'm like, okay, cool.
Man, I'm gonna be upset, man. I'm gonna be upset about
just
that.
Go, and this is already. I'm not trying to. We done dumped on the sequel so much. I don't want to do that no more. I just don't want to let this end and this the sequel. Like, we setting up for the sequel. Of course, we got to, but we so far away from the sequel.
We are,
right. We're so far away from it that we can have this whole thing happen, and it don't matter what happened in the sequel.
It don't. We're so far away.
So far away.
We so far away that Ahsoka could essentially die of old age.
Exactly.
Like, she's older, like, than Luke. You know what I mean? Like, Luke was an old man in the sequels. She like 20 years old, almost 20 years older than Luke. I think
Ahsoka 47 years old right now.
Yeah, I mean, she up there, man.
Like,
it's
for
like
real, like years, for real 47.
Like, we almost 40 years away from the sequel, so
yeah, we got time.
Probably not around either way. So
I don't need that gut punch yet, right?
Nah, man.
If Ezra been around this long, right? That means he's strong with the Force, man.
Yeah.
On this planet, with nights, like, we ain't just talking about, okay, you got Thrawn. We got night. You see how they smell Sabine, and she ain't even got the Force. Or maybe that was an indicator, because they was like, Jedi. And it was like, I just knew
they she reeks of Jedi. They did.
She reeks of Jedi. And they was like, they went right to Sabine. I was like, oh, they about to have problems with Balin, and Balin's got to say, like, I'm no Jedi, right? But they went right to Sabine. Yeah. Right, they went right to Sabine. But we so far ahead that we don't have to, you know, that's down the line to set that up, right? That's coming, right? It's inevitable. It might not be Filoni, it might be someone else, but that's inevitable. but we can legit have a story. If we take Ezra out that quick, right? You take him out.
I think you want listen.
But
go ahead. My bad.
I'm just saying he's my number. No. He's just my number one, and I'm putting it in the air, and we hope it don't happen. But we gonna say it's gonna happen. I think Ezra the punch. It's Filoni, mate. Always do that shit. I mean, everybody does that, but Filoni really do it.
And I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think also you made a good point. It's Filoni and we pause. It's been a slurp session for Filoni, bro. Like we've been Listen, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, like not to over slurp, pause, but we've been singing his praises, man. You know. But the cynic in me, which it's gotta be there because the sequel trilogy exists. So me personally, it's gonna be I got cynical thoughts about always somewhere in the back of my mind about Star Wars as a whole, as it is now, as it stands. I can't help it.
100%.
Cynic in me will say we do for a controversial moment, right? Killing Ezra would be controversial. And killing Ezra would really dig into the Rebel fan base, which is a big fan base. And it's just, again, you got to remember what we talk about when it comes to Mandalorian, when it comes to any of these shows is, hey, man, this is their story and it's already written out. And they don't look at it as like, man, we better not do this because it's going to be controversy. They don't do that. They ain't do that for the sequel trilogy. Filoni don't do that. He don't look at it as like, man, if I kill, he kill anybody. Or at least fake you out and make you think that he killed him. He'll do that. He killed Kanan.
Yeah.
He'll kill anybody. It don't matter. So gut punch moment is coming. Controversy is coming. We don't get through this many episodes without some type of moment that's going to divide the fan base. And that happened in Mandalorian season 3. Just you can't. And what I wanted to say about this episode too, let me say it before I forget, before we get off of here and I don't say this. Hey man, this was great television, man. This proved to me, and I know it was in there, like we had member berries in there, right? But this show don't have to just be member berries, and that don't, like the Mandoverse doesn't just have to be that of reminding you of what came before, like where we just nostalgia, right? Nah, man, this was good. This was a good episode, very good episode. It's a good show. It's a very good show, and this was a good episode and a very good episode and a very good show. It's not perfect. It's not great in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
But this is science fiction, fantasy. This was perfect.
Bro, when we went to the one when we showed right here,
yeah,
we was in science fantasy right there,
man, with the wolf howling and all that shit.
Yeah, come on,
when they was coming down to the planet. I know you ain't got that. You probably ain't got the clip or nothing like that. But when they made their way down to the planet and there's no dialogue and everybody just kind of looking at each other, and you see the two uncertain people on the ship, which was Sabine and Shin looking at Sabine almost like it's a look of like contempt, but also confusion. Like, do you? You know what's going on? Okay.
You know what? I
like,
did have a picture.
When they looking at it, and Sabine kind of just looking like, but when that ship, exactly. When that ship coming to the atmosphere,
I can't stand you, but they was on the same type of time.
Yeah,
right?
like I get what. Yeah, I'm confused too. That was dope.
They was on the same time.
The music, the score, the sound effects, no dialogue, they just tell a story through those looks. That was perfect for me, man.
It's not that. I had that picture, but I do have it, but I don't think I saved it. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly.
Yeah,
And
that was just dope. Like when that
out
shit
of the
came into
piggyback
that.
on what you were saying about it being a great show and then the memory berries and everything, right? The toughest thing is, like, like it or not, that's always to each his own. But for that, like sometimes you hear that's a criticism for this show, and it's like,
yeah,
I don't know how this is a continuation of a story.
yeah,
This is not like if you look at, because you're hearing about Mando season 2, right? Great, one of my favorite seasons of television of all time. But
right.
For the critic, is like his memory, like, okay, it was a new story, and then we basically had like it was a lot of, not basically, it was a lot of Clone Wars elements, especially with Bo-Katan and Ahsoka and other portions of it that appeared, and then we went to Tatooine, and so you can be like, remember, but like, these are actual characters from that. These is a continuation from their story. That's one of those things like, man, damn, the sky blue as hell today. Like, yeah, like it's not nothing to complain about. Like that part of it, like it was inevitable that this show was going to have that, right? Like now, and we ain't seen like you say, they ain't brought in Mando. We ain't seen Mando yet. We ain't seen Luke. We ain't seen now when you start getting into that stuff, right? Like you start randomly bringing people in. Yeah, okay, but like, yes, Ezra, they gonna have a flashback. Of course, Anakin was gonna play a part of that. This is Ahsoka's story. She never got over that. Like last time that happened, it was that. And I'm not trying to shoot at people, but like some of that was coming across, and it was like, well, this was basically either going to be what I was saying in the beginning, season 5 of Rebels, or following up on Ahsoka after she left. After her end of Rebels, the epilogue, like what was it going to be? It was going to be that.
Yeah,
it was inevitable.
Just to piggyback real quick, I'm gonna let you finish what you're saying. Just to agree with you on that part. Just to add to that, just real quick, the memberberry argument. That's one thing. Yeah, okay. I would be more critical if the lore wasn't being expanded upon, right?
Yeah.
It's one. Again, I'm not even gonna say the sequel trilogy. I'm just gonna say there's other stories where, if I'm just dropping memberberry after memberberry, but I'm not moving the story forward and I'm not expanding the lore in a way that makes sense, then the memberberries, that criticism is a little bit more valid. But if you look at, like you said, we continue in the story, but it's also an expansion on the lore. Look how much stuff we've learned just in this episode.
Exactly.
It's not just memberberries. We saw Thrawn again. Anytime somebody returns and comes back that was previously on the show, that you're gonna be like, oh man, that's my favorite. A lot of people, a good number of the fan base, a good segment of the fan base percentage, this was their favorite character.
Yeah,
Thrawn. They've been waiting on this for the entire show. They might even like Sabine. But once they seen Thrawn now, it's like, that's my favorite character. But on top of that, Filoni, he ain't just giving us that. He expanding the story. Expanding the lore. Expanding.
I'll tell you a bad example. Without going into the sequel trilogy, right? Boba Fett.
Yeah, there you go.
Boba Fett, the whole thing was like none of that expanded. Mando did more for the lore with the Tusken Raiders than Boba Fett show did. That was just, we're gonna have him coming out the Sarlacc pit. We're gonna do this. He gonna get into the slave one. We're gonna go back to Jabba's palace without seeing nobody to mouth. We're gonna bring back the thick ass alligator, the thick ass alligator dudes. You know what I'm talking about. Pause on thick ass dudes, but
the what are they?
The twins,
oh man,
the guards. I'm just gonna call. I can't remember what they are.
Oh the Gungan.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but like a lot of things that were happening, even when they were going to the flashbacks, was almost a weak attempt of memberberries. Right, it was a lot of that stuff. Right, like none of it moved lore, in my opinion. None of that moved lore.
Yeah,
hell, lore didn't happen until lore didn't happen until Mando showed up. Like, damn, the 1,000 Tears, like the Night of 1,000
Tears,
the Dark Saber.
Yeah, Wheels is moving.
was like, oh, okay, like we learning some things, right? Grogu Order 66, right? Like little different things that happened where Bobo's wasn't doing that, right? Bobo's wasn't doing that. It was just it didn't serve the story where he was going, right? Successfully to me. Somebody else it did, but to me it didn't, right? That was the flashbacks didn't do that. Blah blah blah. This show is. The show is, and just I'm always astonished by that. When it was funny because I never thought I would have cared that much, but once they was like, "Oh, this is a Planet of the Night," I'm like, "Oh, what? Huh?"
Yeah.
So let's listen to this real quick.
That was think about when the last time you really got to do that. Think the last time you got to do, like where you was just like where you see something in Star Wars that you're not familiar with. I mean, we familiar with it from the standpoint. Oh, okay, okay. I know who they are. But this idea, like, oh damn, that's their home planet. You know what I mean? Like you just, it was just like, okay, that's
and the energy that may be in place here. So it make you think. It make you think about that, like the side piece. Did they choose Dathomir or did they make it Dathomir? Meaning, did Dathomir choose them was because that energy was there in that galaxy, or did they land there and make that?
Because I think. Maul's people are the ones that's native to that planet.
Yeah.
The what is he again?
What are they called? I know
Iridorian or something like that. But I'm butchering it. But I think they the ones they got kind of like enslaved by them. Now that it makes sense now. It's like, oh, okay, y'all got like subjugated by these. Yeah, I mean they could do that. They got magic. They got knowledge of magic and stuff like that. So it would make sense that they can enslave these people. And they brought Maul up.
And everything any magic that's on that planet it's from them. Like it wasn't already there. Maybe they brought it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Ventress was one of them, right? Like Ventress was one of them, but like
Ventress,
like say so she had that she the one I think she the one that picked Savage to be the dude that they would because they was gonna get Dooku. But my point is like they might have brought that, but like this lore we getting about the witches, I was perked up as soon as they said when they said Morgan was one. I was like, oh, for real? Yeah. I didn't notice that in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I didn't either. Nah.
And I had to watch it again. That she always had her head.
Yeah, she always had.
I never noticed that. But yeah. That's what. But these
plus it's like they not extinct. They not extinct either. Like we thought.
Yeah,
they still can come back. I mean, they technically are coming back now. I mean, because last 10 years they've been gone. Like they've been out of the galaxy completely. Since 20 years.
They was gone even in Fallen Order. It was only Mirren. It was only Mirren that was there, right?
Mirren was like the last for people. Yeah, but now we find out there's not just Dathomirian. They still got witches out there and they on their home planet. So
man, if they start doing that Mirren shit, because Mirren could just be
she
over there. They start doing that shit.
She got
some Jedi, bro.
Bro, you wouldn't have beat she wouldn't have got through that last fight without her, bro. Against your boy Bo, bitch ass. She wouldn't have got through that without the bitch man. And Marion, I don't think Marion was like, she wasn't like the most powerful witch, but it's a good point. But go ahead. What you saying though? Finish what you saying.
No. I was just like I'd say, but I guess that was the question I had. Like, do you? I got one comment to make. You know what, man? Sabine might be responsible for the sequels, man. It might be all Sabine's fault, man. It might be Sabine's fault, man. Sabine, you made the sequels.
Oh man, because of you, man. Oh, bro, I'm gonna tell you, man. Look, we gotta touch on her, bro. We gotta talk about it. So, all right. So, because we done made shorts about Sabine, man. Look.
We pay a lot of attention to Sabine.
That's a good line, man. Sabine might be responsible for the sequel trilogy. In so many ways, she already is, right?
They kind of telling us.
Man. Sabine, without Sabine, there's no heir to the Empire arc or whatever we going on right now.
No.
Thrawn even said it. I'm told as I have you to thank for my return from exile. Or whatever he said, whatever his line was. So
yeah.
Sabine, oh man. Hey man, I go back to what I was. Hey, to go back to your question, man, because now you got me really thinking about the question now, bro. Because I got candidates popping up. All right, so I told you my first two. I said Balin. I said Ezra. One of them ain't making it. Hey man, I'll tell you my third is Sabine, bro.
Ooh.
They might get her up out of here, man. Because look, she ain't got no more connections, right?
No.
She got her wish, which was to see Ezra. Unless we got Ezra Bean on the table, what is that? What is she going back to? Like, her wish is fulfilled. She got to break the bad news to him. Think about it. Think about how much of a gut punch that would be. I got to break the news to you that we can't get back. There's really no way for we'll have to find another way back. They, I didn't bring a ship. It's just, I got to explain to you how I got here. I basically made a deal with Thrawn. Then kill Ezra. Like, damn, that's gonna be rough. But man, some tell me, bro, because I'm like, man, y'all really gonna make Sabine a Jedi, bro. Yeah, y'all really gonna make Sabine a Jedi. So we're gonna have Ezra as a Jedi, Sabine as a Jedi, Ahsoka as a Jedi, Shin as a Jedi, Bailey. Like, it's like a lot of Jedi, right? Hey man, what if Sabine don't make it back? What if it's Sabine that gotta make the sacrifice? And look at it as like, my mission is complete. I gotta get you, I gotta finish my mission, which is to get you home. But that might mean me not being there with you. Because it's all, you know what I mean? Like, does it exist? Does an episode or a future exist where Sabine is truly happy? Because if we following our if it go the way we think it's gonna go, which is Ezra not making it, she's not gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Filoni gonna let her be happy, or is he gonna continue her unhappiness, or is he gonna let her make a sacrifice to get Ezra home? Because that would be her mission, right? Her mission is to get Ezra home. It ain't get Ezra home so we can go get married or we can be together. I told you I was gonna get you. I was gonna find you and I was gonna bring you. No, I was counting on you. Okay, he's saying he want to go home. What if it take her sacrifice to get him home? I got Sabine as my third. I got Sabine in number 3. I got Balin, Ezra, and Sabine number 3. Shin apparently gonna make it in my
Shin in season 2.
Shin in season 2, yeah. What you think about that? About Ezra?
You just moved some. I got Balin so far gone as the conclusion.
Oh, he gotta
really
want
to just make it gonna be
right.
He gone.
He gone.
So who's
going in real life? Really man. Rest in peace. He gone in the show.
100%.
They're not gonna recast him. Nah.
So we got 3 people we really working with, right? Yeah. It's really those 3.
Yeah. I just don't think.
Sabine might have just convinced me, because the thing is, you might have just moved Sabine up the rankings to above. Because this is what I think is going to happen. I got this playing out in the next episode, right? She got to tell Ezra, right? But the real thing Ezra going to do is get Ahsoka and Sabine to be good again. Because Ezra going to be like, yo, y'all got to chill. Like, meaning like, when she come with that ain't like, and he gonna be like,
tiebreaker. You're right, man.
Because it's kind of a part. Because it's kind of a part, right? It's kind of a part. Again, I go on the Rebels. They did some of the dumbest things together in Rebels, right?
Yeah.
Where like shit, like for even for Ezra to be like super like 100% could be judgmental. Like when it comes with someone else coming at Sabine, be like, look. We've been through thick and thin. What she did was she because even she did what she thought was right, her only option. Hu Yang said it. Maybe she thought that was her only option. Because we acting like she like Ahsoka acting like she had a choice. I don't think Sabine had a choice. I mean, I made the case earlier in the episode. She didn't have a choice. What was she gonna go back? Like, to your point, what was she stopping? Like, I have a shitty existence. Like, I only been in a fight. This is nothing. You seeing it your way, but like I had no choice. What was I gonna really? I was gonna go through all this and just give up Ezra? Like the chance? Like, because if I go see him, we always have a chance. We've been through so much, we always have a chance to stop what's coming. But if I give up the option, right, then I got nothing. I can get Ezra and stop that. Playing out, I'm just rolling the dice a little bit. I don't think she thought, and Hu Yang said it too. That's what made Ahsoka salty again. Like, I just tell you a little punk ass story. Hell, tell me about the.
She was like that.
Season
she
one.
Was salty.
Tell me about season 1 of the Star Wars story, of Galaxy story.
Tell me about Dawn of the Jedi. That movie.
Let me get that shit.
Let's go ahead and just tell me about that movie we got.
Man.
Supposedly coming out.
Tell me
about how the Jedi
tell me the story about Darth Plagueis the Wise real quick, man.
History of the galaxy. Let's
do that, man.
It was the return species. Yeah,
because it's kind of the truth. She didn't have a choice, but you could make a convincing case that it's her, because that will be the thing that will be Ezra got saved. They brought Ezra back.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm starting to move.
And it could be a situation where she's turning number 2.
I'm like,
even if it's an escape, because we can almost say, like you say, they had that look with each other, that like we on the same time. What, like, it may not be a death, but they both get left behind, right? They both get left behind.
They got they got to work together, and
something like that. It could be a situation, but at the end of the day, I don't think. Yeah, I think I'm with you, man. That. Sabine,
think about it, bro, they just found him, bro. I don't know. They just all this to get him back, and it's like, oh, you gonna die? I don't know.
That would be a hell of a. I think
a gut, because you said I think gut punch is coming, man. Like you called
gut
that
punch coming.
Gut punch,
but you think we get so you think we getting the gut punch? Let's take Ray out of it. Rest in peace, Ray. But let's take his character out of it. I think we both agree he gonna be gone in some way, shape, or form because he
might have been gone even before he.
I think he was gone anyway, and in the way they setting him up, I think they telling us what's about to happen. And my theory, it's also a way to show how strong Thrawn is. Whether it's tactically, we got to have something to let us know, like before he just come back and blow up a New Republic ship. Without no magic. You remember when? Now we talking about dark magic, the shit that Marion was able to do with the greasy ship, like they can probably do some things if they have to get it, but circling back. So I think Balin was becoming the device anyway, in some way, shape, or form, like to show Shin's agency or to show how strong Thrawn is, or just to show whatever it is. He was about to be that, but this Sabine thing, Sabine ain't really been put in the best light, right? Like meaning like she hasn't like not only is she not evolving, she's actually going the opposite way. Like she's not built up into this heroic thing or nothing like that. She's just like she's the wild card of the seasons, and so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And her moment might be that. Like she hasn't had a heroic moment. She hasn't, you know what I mean? Her thing was giving them the damn map. So nothing's been heroic. Nothing.
That's her biggest.
She's been saved anybody that episode, right? And maybe always like, damn, Sabine's smart. She know how to do this. She could do that, and she maybe tactically find a way to get them back, right? Whether it's some way with his ship or using her ship again, whatever it is. But yeah, I think you done swayed me, man. That Sabine is the actually clear choice, which I don't want to be, because I don't want to be disappointed when my boy Ezra catch that saber, like for trying to save Sabine. Oh man, I will cuss Filoni out, bro. I won't cuss Filoni out, but
I got bad feelings, man. Yeah,
you should say the line. I got a bad feeling about this.
Got a bad feeling, man. Like, man, but
we lost Quill.
Man, I'm almost
IG-11 in season 1 of Mando.
Say it again.
We lost Quill. We lost Quill in episode 7, and then IG-11
blew up. Yeah, you're right.
So one of them is Hu Yang. Right. One of them is Hu Yang. So
yeah, Hu Yang gone, bro. I don't know how Hu Yang ain't gonna make it out of this, man. Yeah, he gone. But think about Hu Yang. You could do a lot with droids, though. You can have a droid just walking around in the back and not worry about voice like lines, right? Like you don't. I just don't see Hu Yang making it out.
Thrawn could get a lot of information from somebody like Hu Yang, right? Like if he able to actually take out the memory core and all, like kind of what they did.
That's true.
There's some catching up that
you don't have to get from that. You don't have to talk. It can just be disassembled and
like
extracted as information. Yeah, his information can be extracted in different ways. Yeah, Hu Yang ain't long for this galaxy, man. I think he served his purpose as like, he kind of like a sign of the past. Like he from the past. You know what I mean? And he like a part of history. But gut punch is coming, bro. And yeah.
So you have any thoughts, like, before we get up out of here? You have any?
Yeah.
So we up on episode 7. We know Ahsoka's on her way, right? They look through whatever their version of the Force is or whatever energy they got. They know she's coming.
Yeah.
Do you have? I actually think this is going to be I would think it's going to be action packed.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of things happening right now. There's a lot. Meaning like Ahsoka's coming. Yeah. We got Balin. We got Shin out there hunting. Thrawn hunting Ezra and Sabine down. They trying to move this faction, and then Thrawn need dark magic, and he trying to, and we don't even know how the 3 rotations go. Like there was that 1, we on 2, where we at?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you have any? And I tell you, like I said, I think it's a 2-parter, but it's a cliffhanger. Excuse me.
Yep.
So a cliffhanger on this next one where we get a gut punch. Our gut punch is next episode.
Yeah, I think we next episode is gonna be Ahsoka heavy, right?
Because we didn't even talk about that. We only got Ahsoka in the beginning.
She didn't do nothing. She was sitting down. She was
crossed her arms.
Not sulking, but she was kind of. She had attitude. She was kind of rolling her.
Yeah,
he's telling me the story. She was like, she was like in her. Again, it's kind of disappointing. Like, damn, I thought she was supposed to like get past this, man. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, Filoni. Like somebody on set should have jumped in. Like, hey, deliver that line different. You're supposed to be white now. You got the Ahsoka the white now. Like, deliver that different. Good job by the director. I forgot the name of the director. This director did a good job.
They haven't missed.
They haven't missed. This has been very well done. I think Rick got one of these next episodes for me.
Rick got the finale.
Okay, bad.
Rick got the finale. I forget who I saw.
That should be 7, big.
Rick got the finale.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm with you though. I think we getting a part 1, part 2 type situation.
Mando season finale was part 1, part 2, right? Season 3 basically, it was a part 1, part 2.
Yeah.
We lost heavy. We lost big. That wasn't. It
so there you go. That's where right. How big do a gut punch usually be? Right. Big heavy. IG. Quill. And Boba had one, right? Not really. We use somebody in Boba. Not really, but. Yeah, like how big do I have to be? I just think, we expect Rey, Balin character to be out of there. But again, not to just keep focusing on the gut punch, but the next episode I expect a lot of Ahsoka, a lot of lightsaber action, some like you said, Thrawn planning a little bit more. Thrawn at some point coming face to face with Ahsoka, whether that be in person or through over the hollow. And let me throw this one in on you though, real quick, bro. What's gonna happen to Morgan? Because Thrawn don't seem to be like on that Vader time, right? Where he like you fail him, he kind of on some like, man, let me get out of this galaxy. Like, get me out of here. Like, but I think Morgan making it out of here, out of the galaxy, or does she stay with her sisters, or does she get thrown to the wolves? Like, you kind of failed me on a lot of stuff. I get it. Like, she completed her overall mission, but she had some stumbling blocks. She still got one with Ahsoka coming through. So, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a rock with the fact I'm gonna use his previous history in Rebels. How many times Governor Pierce just messed up. She basically died on her own, right? Just being, they finally got to her, but he brought in help. We brought that Rook in. He brought people to help her, but he kept it. I think Morgan is part of the cast.
Yeah,
I think she's gonna be around.
Okay.
In so much shape. So I don't got her.
I like her too, but I like her performance.
I'm actually starting to change my mind on Sabine too. Like, I think, God, that would be so fessed up. If all the rebels ain't back together in live action, there's one thing that's like we don't get through,
bro. Don't
be so messed up.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, see, now we teetering.
That would be
so.
Right. You know, you're right.
You just dropped that line though. You just they gotta be back together. You just said
they gotta be back together.
I'm starting to think the gut punch. Now it might not be that gut punch because history. You brought it. You said it, man. You brought up the history, and then you just said that IG Quill. There's gonna be one. How big could it be? They don't have like. You know what I mean? What if it's the turtle? You know what I mean? The sectoid. Where we supposed to feel something, but most people gonna be like, I ain't really.
We kind of expected that.
I barely knew the love.
If you watching a reaction, you like, oh man, that town about to get just destroyed. That's the first thing I thought. Like,
I was like, but they packed it up though. I'm like,
I was happy when Ezra said that. Like, man, they about to destroy this little.
Y'all better get out of here.
Like, man, up. So the gut punch, we gotta. I'm gonna stop talking about it, but the gut punch may not be. They about to really off one of the rebel characters. It's going to be. It's going to be. I'm not sure what a Hu Yang would be like. Probably the biggest candidate on top of Ray Stevenson, right? Like, they can't. They not about to do all this for a Rebel season. And then we meet Ezra. Now, for him to be gone, Sabine ain't had her arc, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't had that shit happen. Or realize what she really, my line. She ain't realized what she really need to be, like, those kind of things, whatever it is. Like, I don't see Filoni. I'm gonna go ahead and say Filoni didn't kill Kanan until season 4, and if he doing more seasons, all of them ain't gonna make it to the end. But I'm going. I don't think the gut. So the answer to the question is, do we get a gut punch? My thing about the gut punch is, it's during the Mandoverse.
Yeah,
it's not. Ahsoka shit. Plus, I don't think Ahsoka season is one season.
That's true. It's at least 2. So it got to be at least 2.
They just can't announce it because they got all these strikes going on.
Yeah,
I think we would already got that. That
you look at the numbers. Like, I mean, I just think, we definitely gonna get another one. I think you're right, man. And I know if y'all watching this, we ain't fence sitting. We trying to.
It's hard though.
Before we wrap this up, but this is you're right. But this is you're right, man. I think it comes at some point. That's gonna be a gut punch. There might be many gut punches, but you're right, man. I think you said it. They got to bring all these characters back together at some point. There's got to be they got to come back together.
Because they might have been about to announce. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they all alive, other than Kane.
They might have been about to announce that they about to have a Rebel season. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't do it. It might have been pretty for 23. Like,
what if it's animated? You never know.
Yeah, and that was part of me. Even at the beginning of this, I was like, at first, I was like, man, they probably should have done an animated season. But like to have that, like they might have been like, oh, we about to have a season of Rebels, right? Like, and then it lead into what it lead into, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't. So I think it happens. I just don't. So I'm off. I done changed all the way back. It's going to happen. It's just not happening in this season. Into this season, I think our gut punch is like Cool Gang, Balin, something like that
for this season. But I'm still staying on it could be one of those two people though. I'm still thinking it could be Ezra down the line. It could be Sabine. But I think you're right. That mural at the end, we gonna see that live action.
They all gonna go back to it. They all gonna go back to it.
Yep.
Yeah, they going back to it.
So
all in together.
He making it home. We'll see, man. But yeah. Next two episodes, one part two. We end this season. They have some battles. You're right. I think Thrawn gotta have a ace in the hole, whether that be Enoch or somebody. We're gonna see the troopers, what they work look like, because they different. They night troopers, they got different armor. They knew that this is the first time we seen stormtroopers like this. And it done been so many stormtroopers through the years, man. Sequel trilogy, I think, has some Sith troopers. You got the dark troopers, death troopers. We done had so many troopers, bro. Like, we'll see. But these troopers look like they can be a problem because they just act different.
Crazy work. They look like they got crazy work, bro.
They look like they've been through some battles. They battle tested. Exactly. They ain't just been sitting there, like they look like they've been fighting for their life, And they look
because we didn't see. My bad. I keep cutting you off, dog.
No.
You know what we didn't see? They pulled up from somewhere. So they didn't conquer land. They didn't just, they pulled up from somewhere.
They got that. They got that alloy or whatever that is to fill in the parts of to repair the ship from somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't just get that from wherever you got that from. I'm pretty sure the people didn't just give it up willingly. Like, yeah, fix your ship. Yeah. No, they had to go in there and subjugate some people, like conquer some people and colonize. You know what I mean? Whatever they got to do, Imperials do. Like they had to come in there. They had to do that. Like, so. Yeah, they done been through something, man, on that planet. There's a story to be told here.
They probably got a whole base and everything.
Yeah, it's a book coming out or something, but
they do.
I don't think we're gonna get it in live action. I don't think we're gonna get it, all of it. But there's a story to be told about these 10 years in this other galaxy. So we'll get that one day. But overall, man, what did you? I mean, man, what do you? How do you feel 6 episodes in? How do you feel about the show and how we ending this season, going into the end of the season?
Yeah, man, it's just so it's better than what I thought it was going to be, and I'm glad it's not what I thought it was going to be. Even though how much I love this, again, I'll say it again, not the best episode of the season. My favorite episode. It was my favorite. It was the best because it was like when you said earlier, it was a great episode of television. It was just sitting down and I got 40 minutes of just
fantasy science fiction. Yeah.
I was just sitting there and I was good. It was my favorite episode. Again, it was my favorite episode. So how I feel right now, I feel it's in the pantheon. It's all I needed it to be. It's all I needed it to be, right? So it's not everything can't be, and I'm saying this for myself. I'm not saying this to shoot at anybody. Everything can't be season 2 Mando. That thing was projected that way, right? Like It was where it was supposed to, like, that was just a gift from God or something, the way that was supposed to be, right? And then those 2 episodes of what's the name of it? Like it was what it that can't expect it or not that's the bar, because then it's like, wow, but this right here goes in that pantheon. We done stitched together a story.
Yeah.
Right. We done stitched together a story, and this fits. It fits right there. And that's all I needed it to be. It's all I needed it to be. Like if I go back and I watch the origin of the Mandoverse, and we continue on with this, and then whatever it is. So really, the only thing I have right now is how are they going to let Filoni finish? Right?
Yeah.
Are they going to let Filoni finish?
No. Yeah.
And not try to like rush the thing, like, oh, no, what? Let's get the movie out next year. Like whenever they, because now they got to recoup money, because that's the thing, right?
That's true.
It's like, oh, we had the strikes.
There's a business at play. Okay, cool. There's business.
So it's like, you know what? Go ahead and make your movie and get that out. Like we haven't even finished. We got a whole nother, we got.
Damn, Filoni kind of the victim of that too, ain't he? Filoni already kind of got burned by that way too. So yeah.
So you want to do all that, like, let this finish, but as I sit right now, like, this has been and you know what's been dope about it? Because it's been great. But you know what's been dope about it? It ain't been none of this.
I was just about to say that. I swear I was thinking that.
None of this.
No valleys and peaks, right?
No, none of that.
Because go ahead. But yeah, I'm with you. No. I agree. No, I'm just, you expect a drop off in a filler episode after something like episode 5, and I wouldn't have been surprised. I'd have been like, oh,
exactly.
Yeah. Filler episode, and then we get another great, like another like high. Nah, they telling the story. Like it just we talked about this way back in one of our conversations, and what I tried to make a point where I said, look, man, I just hope Filoni realized that he need to tell a beginning, middle, and end of a story. Like, I hope he's not going into this, oh, no, it's just part 1, part 1, and then I got other stuff. Like, nah, man, Filoni came prepared. He came prepared to tell us an entire season. He's not just, because he could have easily been like, yeah, I gave you, come on, man, I gave you Anakin. And just fillered out the rest of the episode and maybe gave us, like, the last 2 where it was, like, some other big stuff happening. Nah, Filoni, there's not been valleys and peaks. Yeah. Everything is sort of stayed on, like, and we got like last 2 episodes have been really kind of high, but it's been a great trajectory, right? It's only going up. Here is, for me, not my favorite episode, but I do look at this episode as proof, because we passed this whole question of, and again, not to shoot at nobody, but we passed this whole question of, is this Star Wars? And, whatever. We passed that, and we kind of was going over that. But we're at a point now where it's like, nah, man, it's a dope show. You know what I mean? We know we got a nice show here. And it's interesting. And it's not just memory berries. I'm not just waiting on a reunion. No. I'm actually it's compelling television for me, and it's Star Wars, man. It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. When they went in that village, I knew what was up. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Come on, man. This how you do Star Wars. This how you do it. This is it. Yeah. Like this is Star Wars once again. Going back to our first video that we did, or that what was it? Episode, basically like our second video about the season. Where we stated this Star Wars, this is it. This is what you expect when you read a Star Wars story, you play a Star Wars game. This is how you do it the right way. So yeah, man, this is the best looking episode. It's the best standalone It's the best standalone episode, if you ask me. Right? Okay. Like, would you? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the best 100%. Standalone episode. If I had to pull one episode out and be like, to me, this is the best standalone episode. Like, I get it. The other one's got a lot of memory berries and familiar faces and names and stuff like that. But this, this like sells me on the seat. This like tells me like, okay, yeah, they had something playing here. They got a story here. They trying to tell us a story. They not just relying on nostalgia. Like they really got a story. They gonna tell us here.
Remember, matter of fact, it was Rick's episode in Mando season 1. They had an episode that was kind of like that standalone, that heist episode. It was like they had all these other things going on, and then they just had this random side heist episode.
Man, you gonna talk about crazy work?
That was
Mando had work, boy. But he took the droid arm off and like he snatched the droid on when he got and they trapped him. First of all, man, they made Mando do everything. But go ahead, my bad.
That's Mando's craziest work. Is that Mando's craziest work?
Gotta be,
because he did the Batman stuff.
He took out the whole team. He took out the team too.
Oh, yeah, that was
Mando's when he tickled. They said he tickled dude. And he came up behind. He came. Yeah, he did do the Batman. Oh man,
it was Mando's craziest.
Mando got some class.
Yeah, they had that. Don't he? So like they had that episode. It was like that, and it was basically just a standalone episode. I mean, it paid off the next season, right? But like for that season, you could literally take that episode out of it, and it don't matter, right? It don't matter to the story. I'm not saying like this, I'm not doing like for like. I'm just saying when you said that, it reminded me of that. Like, oh, this is a great standalone episode because it wasn't even dependent on the previous episode, right? And then honestly, the next episode, because we need Ahsoka to arrive, like. This honestly, like they gave us Thrawn and they gave us Ezra. That's really what they just did, right? They gave us Thrawn and gave us Ezra, right? With wrapped in lore, right? You could probably watch the season and not watch this episode because when Ahsoka
arrived, right? Because it'd be like Ahsoka just showing up. Yeah. She's gonna have to get reintroduced to everybody.
Yeah, she's gonna show up. She got to deal with Sabine. She see Ezra. All that stuff got to happen. All we just need to do is seed them to. Right. All we just need to do is see them too, right? Like, you're right. I agree with you. I'm just putting the point, and maybe I'm wrong, but like to the point about the standalone episode, this one probably don't even matter into the storytelling of the total season. It just was something to give us. It might be an episode that when we look at next year or next season, whenever it showed up, it'd be like, oh, so that and those groups the little turtles was force sensitive or something like that's where he learned how to. He was like, exactly. Like little stuff that may happen. That
Enoch was really the one that was,
he not really dead on that planet. Like we thought he died and he land up there and he jumped. Oh, we got to go deal with Enoch now. The Night Sisters, and they done found a way to bring him back. So it was like I said. You asked me earlier, and I'm just finished. I feel great about this season. I'm not worried, but then two, like I still haven't figured it out.
Now, do you think that that line gonna come back where I see you in what he say?
Man, I got that. Hey, bro, I ain't even hitting you.
We'll talk about that another.
I ain't even hitting you yet.
Yeah,
man,
we'll come back on that.
Bendu, I was gonna. Hey, man, look. Just put like this, the Bendu. We got 2 episodes. The Bendu. I ain't saying nothing else.
Yeah,
the Bendu not gone. Yeah. There might be a Bendu over here, bro. That's
right. He might have been. He might have. There you go. He might have been just the Bendu of that. Right, like he was the Bendu.
The one in the middle. Oh, man. What if that's what been helping Ezra, man? That's what I'm saying, man. Like I'm the one in the middle. I am the light. I am the dark. I'm the
Bendu. Yo, we get the Bendu, bro.
Oh, we getting Bendu. No,
we getting Bendu live action. We getting Bendu.
Bro, we getting the Bendu.
We getting Bendu. Yeah, we getting. Come on, man.
Bendu might be over here, man. Bendu might be over here.
We get the Bendu, bro. What else? Who else can come back? Do I get a Force Ghost of Kanan? Like, do I like what else can happen now, man? Because I'm gonna tell you, for a minute, I had the first time we saw that wolf.
Yeah,
man.
Always perks.
Was that one of those? Like, and then it was like, nah, it was whatever they call them, the dogs, horses, But yeah. Nah, man. I don't know. I felt like that was something.
Let's have that part though. We ain't got time to do that right now.
Yeah.
We might be talking about that after the next episode. If not, but the Bendu showing up, man. I was gonna say that when we was I can't believe
it's Filoni bag, man. It's Filoni bag. It's Filoni bag.
It's in my notes. Because what makes it so I'm telling this story, but like this kind of area seemed like the Bendu, because you know, like do them things in animation and you see things and like we don't know if that planet that they were on, the Bendu's planet, looked like this for real. Like if it was live action, man, had spiders, it was desert, it might have looked like this. Didn't have water, had a water under a well, like they had a groundwater, right? Might have looked like this. It was just it was animation, they colors.
Good.
Yeah. For kids.
Facts.
Like,
that's a good point. You're like right. They use different. Action. Yeah, colors be looking different. Just look at. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look at like do Lethal look match for match, just like it did in the. Not really. No. So
it's a being fit.
It could be true.
This color, like it's supposed to be the same thing, but they're saying as colorful as like this is she get new armor, like it's the same armor, right? It's just gonna look different in live action than they do in the thing. So
that's a good point.
Man, if we so early that what they got over here is the one in the middle.
That's a good point you said about like it could be another Bendu, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't have to be one Bendu. It's just Bendus can be just all around the different galaxies, especially when you're in another galaxy, man. Like, come on,
yeah,
like you in another galaxy. Technically, they can be one of everything, right? Like they can be a version of everything over there. Like, technically, I'm saying like not like there's Mandos over there. Like, I'm just saying there's
a version of something though.
Yeah, there's some type of version of something, like, you know,
especially we talking about energy and
here, we got this over here. Yeah, like just anything. But
he said it's a stronger force over there, and even something that the Dark Sisters, the Night Sisters, like something, you know, I wouldn't if it's they, you know, might not. I would, man, if it's called Bendu. But go ahead.
Well, hold on, but go back though. I don't know this because I didn't keep up with her lore. I didn't keep up with her story. I know that she is Asajj Ventress dead.
We don't know because they didn't remember she helped Ahsoka.
Like the last time
she was getting framed.
Yeah,
that the last time we
like,
her?
She got played in that too, where the old girl whooped her. And then she got played. Boy, she like woke up and got framed almost. But I know in the books she was last seen with like Quaylen Voss. Like they was like
I was about to ask you about that. Wasn't it her?
Her and Quaylen Voss are like an item, right? Voss not dead. Like they almost kind of made that clear that he. Well, I don't know if he alive right now, bro. That'll be another Jedi that was just out there. He might be gone. But man, I started wondering about when I saw these sisters. I'm like, well, shit. That's Filoni bag again, bro. It's like Asajj Ventress. Like, she one of the originals. Is she still around? Like, I don't know, man. You got to think about Filoni's bag, bro. And about he brought back Clone War stuff already.
Yes,
he bring back a lot of Rebel stuff too. But seeing the sisters are not gone. They still, you know, they here. This is where they at now. It might come back. She might come back. She might be seeking out the sisters or something, you know. So
because
man, you don't think they would want to do that with the double light? Her with the double lights, but her lightsaber is like, I ain't gonna say it's a top seller, but it'd be on the shelf, bro. Like it'd be. They selling her lightsabers, you know. It's like, come on now.
100%. And she never like was like played like it wasn't like she was against her Night Sisters, right? No. Like they, you know,
be a Sith.
Grievous came in because they was all trying to go get Duke, right? And then it went sideways, and then she was a bounty hunter, and you know she was doing a thing, and then she was on the streets of Coruscant doing this and that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
everything's up in the air.
She's force sensitive, you know.
And what she wanted, like you say, once the dust settled, I need to go. Because, you know, she got to know her heritage of her home worlds and all this and all that. And
yeah,
her own lore. So she know that's like we originally come from another galaxy. It's like she might have already did it. And you know what I'm saying? They knew where the map was. You think the first people to ever grab that map was Ahsoka?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Ahsoka did it. You gotta think like she don't speak their language or nothing. Like she don't recognize, she's not familiar with their symbols. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm more convinced now than I was last week when we talked about the whole thing with Maren, Cal. I'm more convinced now. Like we laugh about it, but I'm more like I'm like, well, damn. Now I'm almost like, okay, more people gonna show up. I think we're gonna get somebody, man. We're gonna see some more faces.
So I guess the better response, question. I'm not asking a question. I think we already answered it. But I asked about gut punch. I guess the better way is like, do we really got it? Are we gonna be shocked by something in these next 2 episodes? Not gut punch, not negatively, like, oh man, we lost. We're gonna be shocked. Man. I think we're gonna get shocked in these next 2 episodes. That ain't just sneaky that they got this strong power here. And then you just throw then you added something else with the once we got nice, it's just like everything's on the table when it comes to them. Mary, Saj Ventress. He already done dipped into the Clone Wars bag, right? Probably be more likely it's Visage than Mary, right? You say just from
that's a good way to put
it. It's actually a Filoni. It's actually a Filoni.
Are we gonna
character.
Be shocked? Yeah.
Are we gonna be shocked?
That's a good way to put it, because
we waited all of season, because that was the one thing probably about season 3 Mando, and was to its detriment, right? For us, like meaning not to its detriment, to like maybe being putting too much on it, is that I expected at some point in time to be shocked in season 3, and I never was.
Because you had Luke.
It never happened. Nothing happened. But they did it. They did it so many times in the season before. Right?
Season 1 was Grogu shocking us, right?
Yeah.
Season 2 was Boba, Grogu doing more shit. Then Luke at the end.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah, why? I mean,
Ahsoka.
Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan. So by the time we get to 3, you like, yeah, you expecting them shot.
They got something.
Like, oh man, y'all about to go in. Really didn't, not really, but
it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all.
It didn't happen. So, something. I gotta say this before we get off. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna. You know what? I'm gonna save it, man. I'm gonna save it because I'll save it. All I'm gonna say is, I just, man.
Damn, I wish I would have said the Bendu, man. I wish I'd have had that. Like I was earlier. Like you said it.
Yeah,
I wish I would have said it.
But this
I wish I would
have
said, bro, like I'm Bendu. Yeah. There's something out there that would have to be something Bendu.
We seeing that in live action, bro. Because they can do that. Bendu. They can do that. The budget can cover Bendu, man. Because all you got to do is you can fuck around. Bendu be mostly a voice. Yeah, just a loud voice and some eyes moving around like Balin's skull.
Yeah,
come along.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, Balin. But now's not the time that whatever, you know what I mean? Man, but that's you know what though? You know what, man? Just to close out on Balin, man. Fuck, man. Is Balin the last of the Clone War? Like him? It's like him and Ahsoka. Are they the last of the Clone War era Jedi, man?
Is that
maybe not? Probably not. Nah, I'm gonna say no. Because man, they be pulling Jedi out of everywhere, bro. Because Balin apparently just been out there, bro. Balin was just out there sitting through Vader, sitting through the Galactic Civil War, like.
Yeah.
So I you know what I'm done. I'm done saying that. I'm really done saying, nah, man, there was only this many Jedi. Like, nah, man, there was a bunch of Jedi out there. And it makes sense. And to be fair, George Lucas set that up. He wouldn't have put that scene in there where Obi-Wan sent a message out if he didn't want Jedi to be out there. Right? No, Vader killed a lot, but man, a lot of them Jedi never came home. It just was like, all right, we done. I guess that's the end of the order. So I ain't gonna be too hard on Filoni for that, or just the
anybody
Lucasfilm as a whole. Like, all right, man, there's Jedi out there. there's Jedi out there.
Hey man,
So
that message changed Ezra's life, though.
Yeah,
message
man,
changed Ezra's life, boy.
When he
You know what
saw
I'm saying? He read when he saw that message, like it's just. Then he was talking about that saber, like he just called to me.
Then he played again, man.
And he played it again, and then he showed up on Tatooine, like Ezra,
Hey, bro.
You don't belong here.
Playing with the stick in the fire, like you don't belong.
You're on the wrong way from home.
So I like that episode, but we got to go back. When we go back and do our episode, I probably ranked that a little too high. So when we go back, some things gonna change around. But still, I still.
Hold
like
on, you had was Twin Sons in your top 5?
I think I did. Yeah, I think I had Twin Sons. I think I had it kind of high. I think I had it in my top 3. It was up there.
I can look at mine again because I love Twin Sons, but some things that lapped it.
Yeah, some things don't lapped it be. I went back and looked at it a few times and it was like, yeah. It's still up there, but I think
it has that part, like the episode all together.
Yeah, the episode was all right. Yeah,
part.
It was like Ezra's. Yeah, I mean,
it's that part that do it.
Man, it made me think, man. Like Ezra was like, man, yeah, Ezra was making moves in that episode, but yeah, he told that boy like, man, you gotta go. He was like, everybody, I'm paraphrasing. He was like, everybody suffered. He was like, everybody except for Maul or something, like what he basically figured out. Like, man, this is you got played, kid. Like, damn, like you let him right to me, dog. Like, go ahead and get on that. Hey, man, get on that mountain, get out of here, man.
Man, you can't kill Ezra, man. You can't, hey, man. Ezra
not kill Ezra, man.
No, man, you can't, man.
Damn, man, they kill Ezra, bro. I'm done, man.
Lovely story. Didn't mean to cut you.
Don't kill Ezra, man. That's really what I was getting to. I swear that's what I was getting to. Yeah.
And then he just get off next episode.
No, man.
Don't do that to me, Filoni, man. No,
Ezra got too much work. You cannot kill Ezra.
No, can't kill.
Man. As a matter of fact, Ezra technically still. You gotta, man. Listen, Ezra still technically should be alive during the sequel trilogy, man. Come on, man.
This is
can't kill Ezra.
This is facts. No,
you can't kill Ezra, man. You could tell me Ezra retired or something, man. He walked a different path. Do not kill Ezra, though. Do not make all his work that he had for nothing. Where he don't listen, man. I know Sabine. She great, man. Don't get me wrong. She got crazy work. She's a great character, man. Great job. They doing a good job with her. But I really, honestly, don't want her to be a Jedi.
No.
It'd be such a waste. Like it'd take away so much of her agency, man. Like, damn, man, she don't need to be a Jedi. Like, I just hope that whole her teasing it and everything is just it stays at that where she never used it, and then maybe she drop a line where she say I'm no Jedi. Like, I just hope that it just comes out like that. Like, I don't really want her to be a Jedi. I hope that's her line, B. I hope they saving that line for her.
For her,
Jedi,
because like
none of it to Ezra,
because it don't make.
I want to see Ezra work, man. I want to see Ezra crazy work, bro. He probably been using primitive weapons. You know, he probably done crafted different weapons on the planet and all that with the turtles. Fine, but man, come on, man. Let this man resume his life as a Jedi, man. Come on,
and
man.
Because right now Sabine is just for us, it's just resume. We know Sabine's resume.
Yeah.
Right. But not according to the show. Like somebody walk in and like, hey, Sabine, like, no, what I'm trying to tell you is Sabine really cold. You just ain't seeing that. Like, you ain't seeing how cold she is because she's going down the path.
She got a foot in this Jedi arc.
Yeah, she going down the wrong path, meaning like my wrong career path. She's doing the wrong career path. Like, she's not a Jedi, she's a Mandalorian. And then you'll be able to see how cold Sabine really is, right? Like, and hopefully, that you might have called it, man. Like, I am no Jedi might be her line.
Will she get that helmet back?
That's what she,
That's what she is. That's what she is. She a Mandalorian, and she one of the last, big families. So big house.
I think you called it, man. We gon' whoo. I think. See, I don't want to do that, but I gotta do that. I think we in for. I think it's a 2-parter, right? But I think we in for like one of these kind of shocks coming, right? Like,
yeah, we got to be because
Saj.
Yeah, I think this season has to stand on its own, right? Like it can't just be where you sitting there where you like, ooh, I gotta have a season 2. Like this, you're right. Like I think we got to get a shock. We got to get something where it's like, ooh, the season. It got to stand on its own. It can't be, ooh, I gotta have seasons like where it's like, I need season 2 to find out what happens. You got to give me enough. Like, don't get me wrong. I know Thrawn got a big plan, but we got to have enough here in this season to be like, okay, damn.
Like Mando season 1, right? Like it ended. And
Mando season 1, yeah.
He saved Grogu.
Yeah. He rescued
everything was
down
for
Gideon's ship. Yep.
Everything was for that, and this could be like, we getting Nazareth when we bringing them home. Maybe they don't stop Thrawn, but it ain't like, somebody hurt at the end, and we gotta, like I'll just Finn hurt in the Force Awakens, and we see him get healthy and not be anything. And
right,
Last Jedi, that was the first example I can have. But you get my point. Like the season wasn't if the season ended. Like Kanan was blind at the end of Twilight of the Apprentice.
Oh yeah.
But if that ended that arc.
Yeah.
Filoni like to do arcs.
Yep.
That ended
but
that
the price,
arc.
you're right, man. The price got to be paid though, don't it? Damn.
It's got to be.
Because they was almost out of there, man. Maul ran up on him. Man.
Yeah, they had just knocked off the Inquisitors and shit.
Oh and then, man, like you thinking like, we did it, y'all did. Nah, man. Darth like, nah. Maul like, you gotta play a price. Blinded him. He running to Ezra. Ezra like, damn, man, what happened? I'll tell you about it later. He got a mask on. I'll tell you about it later, man. Keep going. Yeah, that was right, man. Price got to be paid, bro. You're right.
Season
like
ended.
Do arcs, man. Yeah.
Season ended. Now, mind you, we got another season, but that part of the story ended. Right? Like what happened? But they had a whole nother thing that Ezra and all them was dealing with in season 3. Hell, like you say, it was half of the season was Sabine's, right? That was like Sabine's season to like get hers. I say all that to say that I'm agree. I hope Filoni does that. Hopefully, like even though like they'll have a thread that leads into something else, whether it's to another show until another season, but season 2 isn't part 2 of season 1, if that makes sense. Season 1 is its own thing.
Yeah.
Season 1 is its own thing.
It needs to be that. And I think he wrote that, man. I really think that's what he knew he had to do.
He's been around.
And he's capable of doing that, man. He's done that for years. He got multiple shows and he know how to do that. So
And he been around. He got to be able to read the room from a standpoint of like, they don't guarantee I'm gonna get that anyway.
We know
they may change right at the last minute and be like, okay, yeah, we going into the movie mode now. They might want some Star Wars movies, but like, what, we gonna do this. So
because they want to put out a movie, man, bad. Like
they have to. Like, it's just a
long time since they just been sitting.
They giving up money.
Yeah.
Gotta make a movie.
They need a movie, bro.
Yo, you know how bad things had to been, like because that's free money. Star Wars is free money, even if it ain't like super. You're gonna get 800. Like you're gonna get some money.
Yeah,
you basically not getting any.
Yeah.
That way, so you really had to be messed up, and you had to how much more patient can you be, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
When it's like, hey, yo, we can kind of we really waiting on 2026 for a Mandoverse movie, like kind of need to do something in 2024. You know what I'm saying? And what better story than we got is this?
Yeah,
what better story than we got than this, right?
This is it, but. You know what though? You know what's crazy though, bro? If you being honest, man, they really needed to do this Mandoverse movie. Like it needed to be happening. It really should be happening right now. because now you don't let Boba come out. You don't let Obi come out. You don't let Mando season 3 come out. We talked about it. We know where we stand with those. And Mando season 3 was way better than what it got credit for. But I'm just talking about from a momentum standpoint. If you had already had the shit planned after the Mando season 2, they'd be in way better shape. If they was dropping it like around that time, like, or because there was a big gap between season 2 and 3. If they dropped it at some point, at that point, they would have been in way better shape. Because people was hyped, Luke, people was hyped off that. That's Mando season 2. We were so hyped off that season 2. We was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for the damn for Obi and Boba, and we was like, oh my God, I can't wait. You know what I mean? Just off that season 2, bro.
They look like two can't misses, man. They look like two can't misses, though. Like, because they went legacy. Like, we went from new character to legacy, right? Like, oh, we can't lose. But to your point, man, that would, definitely, right? Definitely would have been a time. And maybe we get from these, I mean, it's a lot to put into episodes, right? So I think we're gonna have a clear picture, right? I think we have a clear picture. Well, maybe we see, like, is how much do you go with Thrawn again before you actually go to the movie, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna have another Ahsoka season with Thrawn. Are there gonna be threads if they do another Mando season? Is Thrawn an overarching villain when it comes? That's a lot for TV, right? It's a lot for TV where it's like, I do kind of, I hate to say this, like, I hate to use it, kind of should be making a trilogy right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, right. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of should be walking in. We introduced thing, and this was a good teaser. We going into movie mode now, right? I know they got the, Disney Plus and the same thing these other streamers got it, but they starting to figure out that ain't the end all be all, right? Like,
it's everything a movie now.
That sounded good. It sounded good when you wanted to do, when you thought streaming was going to be the way to always, like, it was, this is the wave of the future, right? And then now you're giving up. I mean, Taylor Swift might make a fucking billion. Pardon my French. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Real talk. Yeah.
She about to do numbers, man.
Taylor Swift.
She about to do numbers, like, you giving up money. So, like, but
you gotta get back in the movies,
It's just all about what they're gonna let Filoni do. That's really what it boiled down to. Are they gonna let him do this?
I bet it really keeps taking us.
Yeah, so are they gonna let him finish the job?
You made a good.
They're gonna let him finish the job.
They gotta let him finish it. What you said makes sense about. Also, everything you said makes sense. But you definitely said something that made me think, and it just keep coming back to this shocking moment that's coming. And that's how much we're gonna do with Thrawn. And you're right. You said this earlier in the show, and then you just kind of said it again now. And it kind of just all pertains to your point. Yeah, like, he got to do something because he's carrying the trilogy or whatever movie, whatever standalone. He's the one, so he got to make he got to do something here. He got to take something away from them. Like, he got to, like, make a statement. Like, he got to have a lasting impression on us for going forward. Like, damn, man, Thrawn, that dude, ain't he? Like, damn. Thrawn got him, Otherwise, yeah, you're right. Like, we can't be a Kang situation, right? Where there's only
100%.
We can't defeat Thrawn here and then think we're gonna be okay. Oh, okay. Well, they got him here. Let's continue. No, Thrawn got to win.
Another TV show. This and that. It's like,
Thrawn
like,
gotta have some type of victory, or he got to come closer. He got to really, like, take something away from the rebels here, for us to, So I think that's coming, man. I think it's coming. But yeah, bro, we could talk about this forever, man. I could talk about this for days, bro. This is just this episode where I can continue to talk about. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Man.
That's the beauty of what's happening right now, man. This you asked me about the season, right? And how I feel about it. It makes me want to talk about Star Wars.
Yeah. It's
and not
everything is in place for us to do that.
Yeah, it makes me want to talk about not
exactly.
the all man.
Think
Star
about
Wars.
it. Yes. Think about how many all man moments we had previously compared to right now. Like we've had very little we've had no all man moments.
No.
We're talking about
negative.
Star Wars.
We had that negative all man, right? Like
this is what I mean. This is what Star Wars has to be. It has to have promise, right? It has to have a promise of like, damn, bro. Like, what if they do this? Like even going all the way back to the prequels and going up to the Last Jedi, like people was hyped. But yeah, man, that's my last thoughts on it, man. It's just I'm just happy, bro, that we 6 episodes in, man, and we can talk about Star Wars, bro. It's the promise, man, of a better future, man. Like, we in a good position, man. Like right now, again, bro, it's a lot of people out there. I feel like, you know, they just with the narrative, man. Oh, Disney burning down and whatever, like. But this show stand on its own. We could talk about it. It's Star Wars. It ain't nothing. Even again, man. Like like Andor is like, in my opinion, not a Star Wars show. Like not a typical Star Wars show, but just a great show.
Yeah,
you can. But I just think with Andor, you can strip it down, black and white, and just add any color you want to it. Just put down anything you want on it, and it would be a great show. Like take away the Star Wars, it's a great show. Yeah, Andor. It can be any science fiction espionage show that take place in the future. It don't have to be in a galaxy far, far away. It don't have to. Yep. It could be about any empire, any. He know how to do that. Yeah, it's not the most Star Wars thing ever made. Don't mean that it's bad. It's just not typical Star Wars. It's not. This, on the other hand, is Star Wars. Like this is all ingredient Star Wars. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy, bro. Great show. I'm looking forward to every episode every week, man. That's it.
I like your word, man. Promise, man. We guys, it's promise and it's promising, man.